Hello, Wisecrack Nation. This is your boy Navi here, coming at you with a new episode of The Flash. So far, we've made it through Season 5, and we're on Episode 19, titled Snowpack. We're picking up off of our last episode of where Barry has left Nora in the future, and it seems that he's serious about not going back to visit or see his own daughter. That is so sad. It's really messed up to believe that a father would abandon his own daughter after she came all the way to the future to see him. Oh well, for right now, let's get into this episode and see what happens. Well, as we start off this episode of The Flash, we see Barry and Iris going at it, having an argument over Nora. And the one thing Barry fails to realize that even though he's a superhero, he's still going to be wrong. He isn't right, and he isn't perfect. Because he's doing the one thing deadbeat dads do most, and that's abandon their children. And not only did he abandon Nora, he abandoned her in the future. It's at this point I have to realize is that the present state that Iris is in, she's more than likely gonna leave him. At which case in point, I'll pull out this, the boyfriend application form. I never threw mine away, it's just been tucked away in a safe place. And no matter how wrong Barry was for what he did to Nora, Nora is just as stupid because now she's gone back to Eobard Thawne and asking him on advice of how to go back to the past to visit her father by using Eobard's version of the Speed Force. It's at this point my opinion has been turned into actual fact. Nora West Allen is the worst speedster ever. And now we have two big problems to deal with on top of Nora being back in the future. We have the older Gracie kidnapping the present day Gracie. And we have Caitlin's father making his magical icy return and breaking and entering and robbing the laboratory that Caitlin's mother works at. How can there be so many family issues in one episode of The Flash? I mean, can't we all just get along and go back to being like a black family sitcom from the 90s? No. Not like that series. Yes, like that series. That'll do just fine. Well, we return to the home of Joe West to see Cecile, Ralph, and Iris going over the Cicada 2 files. But unfortunately, Iris isn't paying as much attention as Ralph and Cecile. Apparently, she's doing the same thing I thought she would, writing a letter to Barry, which may prove that they may break up. Hey, my boyfriend application may come in handy pretty soon. Not right now, though. That'd be kind of shady. But Ralph and Cecile do have the good opportunity and sense to try to talk Iris down and comfort her. Trust me, at this time, I don't want to be Ralph, because if he keeps messing with Iris, he's going to get Mama Bear. And we don't want Mama Bear coming out anytime soon. Well, we find out what Iris has set out to do. She goes to visit Gideon in order to find Nora's location in the future and figure out how to get there herself. Luckily for her, Ralph overhears everything while she's in the secret room and doesn't plan on stopping her, but helping her. I guess it's a good thing that Iris has a new partner in Ralph to help her go to the future, because I'm pretty sure Ralph had been set on going to the future himself and seeing how everything looks in the year 2049. And of course, Nora is now trying to tap into the negative speed force that Eobard Thawne uses in order to go back and visit her father. But I have to question, is Nora really smart? At one point, Eobard Thawne told her it would be negative, and she doesn't care. So I have to ask myself, is she sure that she's really the Flash's daughter because she's made too many stupid decisions? Well, thinking how many mistakes Barry's made in the past, Flashpoint, opening a black hole in the sky, trusting almost every speedster that's come into his life, yeah, she's the Flash's daughter. Never mind. Oh, do I feel sorry for Barry and Joe. They're stuck babysitting Caitlin and her mother. At which point, Icicle returns and captures both of them, all knocking out Barry and Joe. Is there anything else that can possibly go wrong at this moment? I hope not. Well, we see Sherlock Wells packing up his belongings and getting ready to go back to his Earth. Fortunately enough, before he could depart, Barry's suit alarm goes off, showing that he's in problematic trouble of dying. Luckily, Sherlock arrives in the nick of time in order to save him. And there are two things that I would like to point out. If Sherlock had left, that would have really made me mad and pissed me off so much because Sherlock has been the lifeblood of this team since he got there. And secondly, they had no right to treat him like he was wrong for what he was doing, because if he hadn't figured everything out, Nora would still be going back to see Eobard Thawne. Well, she's already doing that as is thanks to Barry. And we now come to see Caitlin and her mother trapped and being held captive in another Tannhauser site. And both have come to the conclusion of why Icicle has them there, and that's to create his own snowpack, or snow family, meaning all metahuman icy personalities, Icicle, Killer Frost, and whatever they would name Caitlin's mother as an icy persona. Ice Queen, that's got a nice ring to it. See, I should be the new Cisco. We see that in 2049, both Iris and Ralph have made it inside the maximum prison where Eobard Thawne and Nora are in order to get her and bring her back to the past. And once the confrontation between Nora, Iris, and Eobard begins, Nora begins to question and act like a little brat, like I've said before, and gets so angry that Barry isn't there to come and see her that she does the unthinkable and opens the Speed Force, but not the regular Speed Force, but the negative Speed Force. See, it's at this point, in my opinion, the only thing I can say about Nora is she's an emo chick. Yeah, she's an emo. Especially with daddy issues. I'm sorry that your dad wasn't there most of your life, but for you to be as big a brat as you are definitely an emo chick. Well, we see Nora speed off in a bit of hostile rage, going into the negative Speed Force, and the fact that Iris questions Eobard Thawne shows that one thing is gonna happen. Mama Bear is gonna come out. But Eobard Thawne relates to her that she needs to find Nora right then and there, because more than likely, she's gone rogue. In which case, they aren't gonna have sweet little Nora anymore. They're gonna have emo chick Nora. The one thing they need to realize about Nora is that she's too emotional and clingy. I'm saying this right now. Sherlock Holmes is the best Wells character they could have. Not only has he deduced Nora's secret, he's the one doing most of the work even though everybody's missing. Caitlin and her mother are being held captive. Cisco's on another Earth, and Iris isn't answering her calls because she's in the future. Well, guess who's stepping up? Sherlock. And now we see one of the worst things that may come out of this episode in general. The fact that Icicle has taken Caitlin's mother and is ready to make her into her ice persona, the Ice Queen. I wonder who's gonna save her in time. Because Caitlin doesn't need to lose another parental figure. All she has left to her is her mother, and if her mother turns into the Ice Queen, oh goodness gracious, I hate to see another mama bear. What a scene that thanks to Icicle, he's the one who allowed Killer Frost to get set free by freezing the meta cuffs, in which Caitlin could just snap off the cuffs after unfreezing them. But Icicle proves one thing after finding out that he'd have to face off against Killer Frost. That he has no other way to beat her other than playing dirty, because if he went against her in a one-on-one fight, he'd get his butt kicked. The most amazing thing that could happen this episode comes in two parts. One, Killer Frost versus Icicle, and two, the Flash saving Caitlin's mom from becoming the Ice Queen. The fight between the two ice metas shows that Frozen wasn't the only ice movie that could show off special effects when sliding around on ice. It seems like this fight should be more in Mortal Kombat 11 than The Flash. And then you have Barry channeling electricity through his body while phasing in order to save Caitlin's mother. It looks like Barry's gonna wind up redeeming himself somehow after doing something so stupid as in sending Nora home. Just like I said, Icicle had to fight dirty in order to stop Killer Frost, and we see as he stabs his own daughter in the chest. Luckily, Thomas Snow, Caitlin's father, was able to overtake Icicle mentally and stop himself from killing Caitlin. I have the feeling Barry could use some father training from Thomas. But now we have more problematic issues. After everyone is good and saved, Gracie, aka Cicada, shows up and takes out the Flash. So who does that leave? Killer Frost is the only one left to fight her. Unfortunately, the fight doesn't go her way, at which point Thomas Frost comes back and intervenes, stopping Cicada from stabbing Killer Frost. Why does every superhero parent have to die? I mean, is that a golden rule or something? I mean, come on now. Somebody has to show me some kind of superhero book where it says in the chapter 1 charter that one of your parents must die. I mean, if that's the case, then I might as well get some reparation money or something. I mean, you just killed my family. Hell, give me 20 acres and a mule or something. Well, we finally made it back to Star Labs where everybody's safe and sound. Iris is going home with Barry to talk about Nora. Caitlin is in the lab running tests on her mother to make sure that she isn't a meta, which unfortunately is a little premature as the results change after they leave the lab, which in case I'm not surprised because hey, this is the Flash, things change in a flash, and Ralph of all people has convinced Sherlock to stay right there on Earth 1 with the team because they consider him part of the family. The only downside we have to realize is that, one, Gracie still has younger Gracie somewhere out in the woods, and we don't know what that crazy chick is gonna do. And two, Nora finally comes out of the negative speed force, as I said before, looking like a Mortal Kombat character. It seems the emo chick has went full on goth as her eyes begin to glow red. Who knows what we're in store for next week on the episode of The Flash. So right now, Wisecrack Nation, I'm gonna go back into the Speed Force until that time comes next week, where we're gonna have another new episode. As for right now, what you can do for me is go ahead and check out my friends at the 450 Legion gaming page and see what they're up to. Or you could go ahead and check out our other playlists and other videos that are attached to our page, because trust me, those are really good as well. I especially enjoy the 7 Deadly Sins. Or you could check out Black Lightning. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and rest up and meet up with you all next week. As for right now, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to always be wise and crack hard, people. I'll be seeing ya. Peace.